everyone, this is Amanda's Booktopia. If you're new here, welcome. If not, welcome back. And today I have a book haul for you. So I just got rid of a bunch of books so that way I can make room for all these new ones I'm about to show you. And I am very, very excited to reveal all these books, as well as I got some packages and boxes I have not yet opened. I thought I would share with you all so you can see all the new stuff that I'm getting. And let's start with the stack of books that I have here before we get into all the boxes. And that first one is Twisted Love by Anna Huang. I think that's how you pronounce that. I have heard so many great things about this book. Even though I haven't been really into romance lately, there's been so much hype around this series. I've seen it all around BookTube, and people are just going crazy for this series. So I thought I would get the first one and give it a shot, because you just never know. Maybe I'll like it. I'm hoping I do. From what I know, it's about this guy named Alex Volkov. He is a devil blessed with the face of an angel and cursed with a past he can't escape. Driven by a tragedy that has haunted him for most of his life, his ruthless pursuits for success and vengeance leave little room for matters of the heart. But when he's forced to look after his best friend's sister, he starts to feel something in his chest. A crack, a melt, a fire that could end his world as he knew it. And Ava Chen is a free spirit trapped by nightmares of a childhood she can't remember. But despite her broken past, she's never stopped seeing the beauty in the world, including the heart beneath the icy exterior of a man she shouldn't want. Her brother's best friend, her neighbor, her savior, and her downfall. Theirs is a love that was never supposed to happen. But when it does, it unleashes secrets that could destroy them both and everything they hold dear. So that sounds interesting. There might be some dark secrets, and I do like dark stuff. So this could be interesting. I can't wait to give this one a shot. And then the next book I got for you that I have recently hauled is called Cinder and Glass by Melissa de la Cruz. This is a spin-off of Cinderella, so it's like a retelling, because she has like another one based off of Snow White coming out later in the year called Snow and Poison, and I do want to read that one, but until then I thought I'd give this one a shot because I love retellings lately. And the main character's name is Cendrillon de Lavoie. I think that's how you pronounce that. And she is poised to be the most eligible maiden in all of France. But following the death of her father, she is forced to become a servant to her cruel stepmother and stepsisters. Evading her new family, Cendrillon manages to attend the royal ball, where she catches the eye of the handsome Prince Louis and his younger brother Augusta. Now, Cendrillon's only way to escape her stepmother is to compete at court for the prince's hand, though it is Augusta who has captured her heart. Can she bear losing the boy she loves in order to leave a life she hates? So that sounds like a lot of fun, and I am very excited to check out this book. And then the next book I recently got is called Frostblood by Ellie Blake. I haven't heard many people talk about this one. However, I happened to find it once at Books A Million, and I was looking at the synopsis, and it sounds like a really interesting story. It's actually a trilogy, and I wanted to try it out from the beginning with the first one before I bought the next two. And this one sounds kind of interesting, so let me tell you a little bit about it. It says 17-year-old Ruby is a fireblood who has concealed her powers of heat and flame from the cruel frostblood ruling class her entire life. But when her mother is killed trying to protect her, and rebel frostbloods demand her help to overthrow their bloodthirsty king, she agrees to come out of hiding, desperate for revenge. Despite her unpredictable abilities, Ruby trains with the rebels and the infuriating yet irresistible Arcus, who seems to think of her as nothing more than a weapon. But before they could take action, Ruby is captured and forced to compete in the king's tournaments that pit Fireblood prisoners against Frostblood champions. Now she's only one chance to destroy the maniacal ruler who has taken everything from her and from the icy young man she has come to love. And I love that they have like tournaments in here, because I absolutely love books that have like trials, tournaments, competitions, that sort of thing, especially with fantasy. So I am super, super excited to check out this series. if you've read anything about it, or if you've ever read it and you have some comments that you want to share with me, feel free to let me know what you thought of it, because I would love to know others' opinions on this book if you've read it. And the next one I recently acquired that I am very excited to check out is Sadie by Courtney Summers. My friend Dana, I will link her down below because she has her own channel as well. She said she highly recommends this one, especially the audiobook. She said the audiobook sounds like a graphic audio podcast in a way, where there's like, you can hear the background noises. So it's not just the story you're hearing everything around the characters as well. And I know my fiance Ray, he wanted to check out the audiobook for himself because he loves stuff like that. And the story sounds very interesting as well. It says, when popular radio personality Wes McCrae receives a desperate phone call from a stranger imploring him to find 19-year-old runaway Sadie Hunter, he's not convinced there's a story there. Girls go missing all the time. But when it's revealed that Sadie fled home after the brutal murder of her little sister Maddie, Wes travels to the small town of Cold Creek, Colorado to uncover what happened. Sadie has no idea that her journey to avenge her sister will soon become the subject of a blockbuster podcast. Armed with a switchblade, Sadie follows meager clues, hoping they'll lead to the man who took Maddie's life, because she's determined to make him pay with his own. But as Wes traces her path through the darkest, most dangerous corners of big cities and small towns, a deeply unsettling mystery begins to unfold. One that's bigger than them both. Can he find Sadie before it's too late? Alternating between Sadie's unflinching voice as she hunts the killer and the podcast transcripts tracking the clues she's left behind, Sadie is a breathless thriller about the lengths we go to protect the ones we love and the high price we pay when we can't. It will haunt you long after you reach the final page. So that sounds like a ton of fun, and I cannot wait to check this book out. And then the next one I recently got is The Nature of Witches by Rachel Griffin. And I have heard so many amazing things about this. I happened to get it rather cheap off of Amazon. It was like $7 something, and there was like a coupon attached for like a little bit less. So I was like, ooh, it's on sale. I might as well get it. I love sales, and I'm always hunting for more sales. So when I saw this for a good price on Amazon, and I've heard so many great things, I'm like, I need to own this book. So I bought it. And for those who don't know what this is about, it's about a girl named Clara Densmore, and she's an ever-witch, apparently. It says, for centuries, witches have maintained the climate, but now their control is faltering as the atmosphere becomes more erratic, the storms more destructive. All hope lies with Clara, a once-in-a-generation ever-witch whose magic is tied to every season. In autumn, Clara wants nothing to do with her power. It's wild and volatile, and the price of her magic, losing the ones she loves, is too high, despite the need to control the increasingly dangerous weather. In winter, the world is on the precipice of disaster. Fires burn, storms rage, and Clara accepts that she's the only one who can make a difference. In spring, she falls for Sane, the witch training her. As her magic grows, so do her feelings for him, until she's terrified Sane will be the next one she loses. In summer, Clara must choose between her power and her happiness, her duty and the people she loves, before she loses Sane and her magic and the world is thrust into chaos. I love that they are using like different seasons throughout the year, so that makes it even more interesting. And I've heard so many great things about this, so I really am hoping for this to TBR sometime during the year. Maybe I'll save it for like fall time, like October, because there's leaves on the cover. That's pretty cool. So I'll probably save it for sometime during the fall, and I'll definitely do want to read this book. And then the next one I've received, or gotten for myself, I should say, is Chain of Iron by Cassandra Clare. I love her books. I have a bunch of them on my shelf over here. And I did get Chain of Gold a while back, which I showed you in my last book haul video. And I want to collect all her books. I'm working on trying to, get each of them at some point. And this unofficial thing that we're doing is Completely Melanie. I'll link her down below. We're also reading all of Cassandra Clare's books throughout the year of this year and into next year. So we want to be able to read all the books in the Shadowhunters series and everything in between. And I really want to read all of her books at some point. So I'm going to be working on hauling more of her books that I have not shown you yet. And you will see those in a future video because I am excited to collect all of her books. And I would hopefully be proud to say I read them all. I already read the whole City of Bones series before we even started doing this with Completely Melanie. So that's the only reason why I'm not collecting that series, because I've already read them all. I haven't decided if I want to buy the whole series for myself, just to have them. I'm still debating on that, but for now I'm picking up the books that I have not read yet. So I am very excited to get to this series. I know this one's about Cordelia Carstairs and James Herondale. And I don't want to read the description on the back of this one because this is the second one in the series. But it's just more shadow hunters, and I love this world and everything in it. So I'm excited to check out this series, and I cannot wait to get to that. Then the next book I just got yesterday. I know my friend Dana is also reading this with some of her friends, and I've heard so many great things about this book, and I got it for $10.99. I found out Target price matches with anything that you could find. So I found this on Amazon for $10.99. It was technically $14 something at Target. So they price matched and gave me the cheaper price. So I am stoked. And I cannot wait to read this. And that is The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. I think that's how you pronounce it. I probably butchered it. But it sounds so good. And I've been wanting to read this for a really long time. It's been on my Amazon wish list for quite a while. And when I was able to get this for $10.99, I'm like, that's a steal, because this is a very popular book. And for those that don't know anything about this one, it says, Alicia Berenson's life is seemingly perfect, until one night when her husband Gabriel returns home late from work, and Alicia shoots him 5 times in the face, and then never speaks another word. Alicia's refusal to talk, or give any kind of explanation, turns a domestic tragedy into a mystery that captures the public imagination. And she, the silent patient, is hidden away from the tabloids at the Grove, a secure psychiatric unit in North London. Criminal psychotherapist Theo Faber is captivated by Alicia's story and jumps at the opportunity to work with her. His determination to get her to talk and unravel the mystery of why she shot her husband will take him down a path more unexpected and more terrifying than he ever imagined. Doesn't that sound like so much fun? And the next book I also just received yesterday, is The Foxglove King by Hannah Whitten. I have heard so many amazing things all over BookTube about this book, and it wasn't very cheap at Target. It was cheaper than Amazon, which I was a little bit surprised by, because it's a newer release. However, it does sound very interesting. I've heard a lot of people talk about this book and say how they're excited to read it, and I was just watching Brianna from Four Paws in a Book earlier today, and she added this to her TBR as well. And I will link her down below if you want to check out her videos. And she uses a game called Kerplunk that she uses to choose her books, and she ended up going with this one for the month of April as well. So I don't know if I'll be able to get to this in April, but I am very excited to check out this book because I've heard so many amazing things. And so we're going to give this one a shot. Let me find out some more information. So it says, Laura has been living by her wits since she was a child, running poisons for the cartel that took her in, avoiding the attention of the law, and keeping her affinity for death magic a secret, because mortem is a rare and illicit commodity, and using it could mean death. When a job goes wrong, and Laura is captured by the Sainted Cain's warrior monks, she expects a pyre. But King August has a different plan. Entire villages on the outskirts of the country have been dying overnight, seemingly at random. Laura can use her magic to find out what's happening or die, and the king suspects his arrogant, handsome heir is behind it. Thrust into a lavish court where no one can be believed and even fewer can be trusted, Laura must navigate an intricate web of politics, religion, and forbidden romance and solve the king's mystery. A mystery more dangerous and twisted than Laura can even imagine. And then the next book I recently got is The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. So I read the whole Throne of Glass series. Absolutely loved it. It is my favorite series by her of all time. I like her Crescent City books as well, which I also have right here in case you can't tell. But I really wanted to try and get the Throne of Glass series with the new covers on it. And I have not read this novella. I've only read the other books. But I want to try and get them all with these types of covers because I am in love with these covers. I mean, look how pretty that is. Doesn't that look so pretty? So I am very excited to get all these books and these covers. And I haven't even read this novella yet. So I will have to read this at some point because I need to be able to read every single book in that series because I already read all the other books and they are amazing. It's my favorite series of hers. So I highly recommend reading Throne of Glass series if you haven't yet because it's absolutely amazing. I personally prefer it over ACOTAR, and I know that one's like going crazy all over right now, but I definitely highly recommend checking out the Throne of Glass series if you haven't. And I'm hoping to read this one at some point because I want to be able to have said I read every single book. So I am working on doing so, and I'm very excited to have this. The next book I also recently got is called Lightlark by Alex Astor. I haven't heard very good things. I've seen negative reviews. However, it sounds really good to me, and now I really wanted to try it. So what it says is, welcome to the Centennial. Every 100 years, the island of Lightlark appears for only 100 days to host a deadly game, where the rulers of 6 realms fight to break their curses and win unparalleled power. Each ruler has something to hide. Each curse is uniquely wicked. To break them and save themselves and their realms, one ruler will die. To survive, Isla Crown must lie, cheat, betray, even as love complicates everything. And on the back, it's been blurbed from different authors. Like, they have Chloe Gong that blurbed it, Marie Lu, Adam Silveras, Seba Tahir. I mean, if they're saying that they liked it, I figured, why not give this one a shot? I know it hasn't been getting the greatest of reviews, but I really want to read it, so hopefully I like it. Then the next book I recently got is called Midnight Strikes by Zeba Shanaz. I think that's how you pronounce it. Could be wrong. But I found this in Books A Million, and my fiance said that I could use his card to get myself a couple of books. So he gifted them to me. So I am very excited to check this one out. It sounds very interesting. It says, 17-year-old Anai just wants this night to end. A provincial outsider at the royal anniversary ball, she has no desire to rub shoulders with the kingdom of Iveria's most eligible and pompous bachelors, especially not the notoriously roguish Prince Leo. But then, at the stroke of midnight, an explosion rips through the palace, killing everyone in its path, including her. The last thing Anai sees is fire, smoke, and chaos, and then she wakes up in her bedroom, hours before the ball. No one else remembers the deadly attack or believes her warnings of disaster. Not even when it happens again, and again, and again. If she's going to escape this nightmarish time loop, Anai must take control of her own fate and stop the attack before it happens. But Iveria's gilded surface belies a rotten core, full of restless nobles frustrated with the king's power, discontented commoners itching for revolution, and even royals who secretly dream of taking the throne. It's up to Anai to untangle the knots of power and deception at the heart of the kingdom, if she can survive past midnight. I love when books do time loops, because it makes things more interesting, I think. So I am very, very excited about this. It reminds me kind of sort of, not exactly the same, but Happy Death Day. It does like a time loop where she dies and then she wakes up again, and that whole time loop starts all over. So it kind of reminds me of that a little bit. And I'm very excited to check this one out. I believe it just recently came out this year, actually. Let me check the year. It does say it came out 2023. So it must be a newer book. I mean, look at this cover. This cover is like giving me life. I mean, look at this. Look how beautiful that looks. And I cannot wait to check out this book at some point. Hopefully very soon. And then the next book I recently got, also from Books A Million, and thanks to my wonderful fiance Raymond, Ace of Spades by Farida Abike Aimine. I probably butchered it. I don't know if I said that right. But I have heard so many people talk about this book, and a lot of people on BookTube are saying how good it is, and people are getting this book, and I'm just hearing so many great things, and I decided I wanted to jump on that train and check it out for myself. And it does sound very interesting. It says, when two Nuvius Private Academy students, Devin Richards and Chiamaka Adebayo, are selected to be part of the elite school's senior prefects, it looks like their year is off to an amazing start. After all, not only does it look great on college applications, but it officially puts them in the running for valedictorian, too. Shortly after the announcement is made, though, someone who goes by Aces begins sending anonymous text messages to reveal secrets about the two of them that turn their lives upside down and threaten every aspect of their carefully planned futures. As Aces shows no sign of stopping, what seems like a sick prank quickly turns into a dangerous game, with all the cards stacked against them. Can Devin and Chiamaka stop Aces before things become incredibly deadly? I love stuff like where there's like thriller type aspects, and it kind of gives me similar vibes to Pretty Little Liars. And even though I wasn't a huge fan of the show, I tried watching it because my sister liked it. For some reason, I just couldn't get into it. But even still, I want to try this book for myself and see what I think of it, because it's crazy popular lately. So now it's my turn to find out if I like it just as much. And that's all the regular books. And now we're on to our unboxing. And thanks to my lovely fiance Raymond, he let me borrow his keys to open them with. So we're going to start with this box that came from Amazon. Ooh, this is exciting. So the first one we have here is called 6 Years by Harlan Coben. This has been on my Amazon wish list for a really, really long time, and it was really cheap when I picked it up. So I'm very excited to finally read it, because it's been I haven't really read his books before, but this one sounded like fun. It says, 6 years have passed since Jake Fisher watched Natalie, the love of his life, marry another man. 6 years of keeping his promise to leave Natalie alone, and 6 years of tortured dreams about her life with her new husband, Todd. So when Jake comes across Todd's obituary, he can't keep himself away from the funeral. There he gets a glimpse of Todd's wife he's hoping for, but she is not Natalie. Soon Jake's search for the woman who broke his heart puts his very life at risk as he uncovers the secrets and lies that love can hide. And then the next one is a dystopian, I think? Yeah, it says in the back, it's a superb dystopian romance. So this is called Matched by Ali Kandi. I have heard a lot of great things about this series, and it's been in my wish list on Amazon for a really, really long time, and I got it for a pretty good price. It was rather cheap, but when I got it. So I have heard, because of how much I heard great things about it, I decided to check it out for myself. Maybe I'll like the series. I'm hoping I will. And look at that, it's floppy. Cool. Don't you just love floppy books? I sure do. I'm excited. And then the next book, or the last one I should say that's in this box, is Chain of Thorns by Cassandra Clare. I was originally going to get all these books in paperback. However, this hardcover was on sale. And I saw a coupon that was attached to the sale price. And I'm staring at this cover, and I'm like, this cover is like giving me life. Like, look at how amazing and stunning this cover looks. I mean, doesn't it just look amazing? And I was going to get them all in paperback, but I couldn't help myself. Ooh, and check this out. It's even got the collector's first edition reversible jacket. I mean, look at how cute that is. That's just amazing. I am so excited. And then the cover itself, the plain cover, actually has like a printed rose on it. I don't know if you can see that. Then it has like the title that looks like this on the side. And it's a chunker. I mean, let me see how many pages that this actually is. So I'm sure there's a lot of pages. There's 778 pages in this book. So that's a chunker. However, I am very excited to get into this book. In this series. I need to read this series. I cannot wait. So hopefully I will be able to get to all these books for Cassandra Clare very, very soon. I cannot wait. I really cannot wait. And now we have, oh, I forgot about these ones. So one of my recent videos was when I did a vlog when I was at this event called Books, Bands, and Bites. It was at the Cocoa Beach Library, and they had like a book sale going on, and some of these books were like 25 cents each, which was an amazing deal. And so I got 2 of them while I was there, so I only spent like 50 cents. So I think that's really awesome. And the first one I got was Ascendant by Diana Peter Froon. I don't know if I said that right. However, it sounds interesting because this girl is a unicorn hunter. Her name is Astrid Llewellyn. I think that's how you pronounce it. And she can't solve all her problems with just a bow and arrow. Her boyfriend Giovanni has decided to leave Rome. The cloisters is in dire financial straits. Her best friend's power seems to be mysteriously disintegrating, and Astrid can't help but feel that school, home, and her hopes of becoming a scientist are nothing but impossible dreams. So when she's given the opportunity to leave the cloisters and put her skills to use as part of a scientific quest to discover the remedy, Astrid leaps at the chance. Finally, she can have exactly what she wants, or can she? At Gordian headquarters, deep in the French countryside, Astrid begins to question everything she thought she believed. Her love for Giovanni, her loyalty to the cloisters, and most of all, her duty as a hunter. Should Astrid be saving the world from killer unicorns, or saving the unicorns from the world? I've never read any books that had, like, about somebody who's a unicorn hunter, and, like, this is strictly about unicorns, so it sounds like fun. I'm looking forward to it. And the next book I also got from that vlog was called The Woman with the Blue Star by Pam Jenoff. It's a historical fiction from 1942 during the World War II time. It was a little bit damaged because of something that was like right here on the inside. Like something must have gotten ripped. I'm not sure what happened. But, oh yeah, because look, even this page right here, it's kind of, it looks like its skin is ripping. But, you know, they were selling it. And it was like super cheap. It was 25 cents. I mean, hello. So yeah, I decided to pick it up anyways. And I'm excited to check this one out. It says Sadie Gull is 18 and living with her parents amid the horrors of the Krakow ghetto during World War II. When the Nazis liquidate the ghetto, Sadie and her pregnant mother are forced to seek refuge in the perilous sewers beneath the city. One day, Sadie looks up through a grate and sees a girl about her own age buying flowers. Ella Stepanek is an affluent Polish girl living a life of relative ease with her stepmother, who has developed close alliances with the occupying Germans. Scorned by her friends and longing for her fiance, who has gone off to war, Ella wanders Krakow restlessly. While on an errand in the market, she catches a glimpse of something moving beneath the grate in the street. Upon closer inspection, she realizes it's a girl hiding. Ella begins to aid Sadie and the two become close. But as the dangers of the war worsen, their lives are set at a collision course that will test them in the face of overwhelming odds. Inspired by harrowing true stories, The Woman with the Blue Star is an emotional testament to the power of friendship and the extraordinary strength of the human will to survive. I have a couple of her other books here on my shelf as well. So I love books from that time period, so I'm really looking forward to reading that. And now let's move on to the next package. We got another one here. So let's rip into it. Alright, so this first one is called It's from Cross Lake University, A New Beginning by E.E. Thatcher. I was gifted the second one, and I don't think they realized it was the second one when I was gifted it. It was someone from a Facebook group that went into my wish list and sent me one for my birthday. Last year, I think it was. And even though it was the second one, I didn't want to read it without reading the first one. So I decided to go ahead and get the first one. And I think it's like a fantasy story set in a university of some kind, I believe. It says, they said I was special, that I had a bright future. They didn't say that it was necessarily a good thing. I floated through most of my life with no clear purpose. Nothing brought me joy, and I just spent my days working and making it to tomorrow, until the strange old lady with the wizard's staff showed up at my apartment. Magic is real, she proclaimed to me. Yeah, I didn't buy it. It reeked of a scam, but I went with it. What was the worst that could happen? As long as I didn't give them my credit card number, I'd be fine. Turned out I was wrong. Magic did exist, so did a lot of other terrifying things. I was lost and confused until I met a fledgling necromancer named Corbin. We quickly became friends, even though he was a bit secretive, and he helped me start my journey at Cross Lake University. I wasn't feeling confident in my abilities until I summoned a massive ice spike and hurled it into a wall at blinding speed. My excitement and my newfound capabilities was quickly replaced by fear as something began stalking me. I had felt uneasy for a while, thinking it was just fear of the unknown, but it was something more sinister, something deeper, something not from this plane of existence. So it sounds kind of fun, with a lot of magic stuff going on in this school and with her. So I'm excited to check out the series. I'm hoping if I like this one, I have the second one, so I can dive right into the second one if I like it, and then get the third one eventually, because there's like 3 of them, I think. So we'll see if I like it. I'm hoping I do. And then the next one that's in this package is called Song of the Forever Rains by E.J. Mello. And I really love this cover. I mean, look how pretty it looks. It is super pretty. And it says, the Thief Kingdom is a place hidden within the world of Adalor. Many whisper of its existence, but few have found this place where magic and pleasure abound. There, the mysterious Thief King reigns supreme with the help of Muzai, a trio of revered and feared sorceresses. Larkira Bassett may be the youngest of the Muzai, but when she sings, her voice has the power to slay monsters. When it's discovered the Duke of Lachlan is siphoning a poisonous drug from the Thief Kingdom and using it to abuse his tenants, Larkira is offered her first solo mission to stop the Duke. Eager to prove herself, Larkira accepts by posing as the Duke's potential bride. But her plans grow complicated when she finds herself drawn to Lord Darius McKenna, Lachlan's rightful heir. Soon she suspects Darius has his own motivations for ridding Lachlan of the corrupt Duke. Larkira and Darius must learn to trust each other if there is to be any hope of saving the people of Lachlan and themselves. Welcome to the world of Adalor, where lords and ladies can be murderers and thieves, and the most alluring notes are often the deadliest. Dare to listen? So that sounds kind of fun. It's the first of a series, that much I know. And it's been on my Amazon wishlist for quite a while. So I'm looking forward to checking out this one and seeing what I think of it. I love fantasy, so I'm very excited to check this one out at some point. And that's it in this package. Let's get into the next one. We got 2 in this one. This first one is called Only Ever Her by Mary Beth Mayhew Whalen. And this has been on my wish list for a while as well. And it sounded really interesting. It says, Annie Taft's wedding is 4 days away, and it'll be one of the grandest anyone can remember in a small South Carolina town. Preparations are in order. Friends and family are gathering in anticipation. Everything is going according to plan, except that Annie herself has vanished. Did she have second thoughts? Or has something much worse happened to the bride-to-be? As the days pass, the list of suspects in her disappearance grows. Could it be the recently released man, a young Annie misidentified as her mother's killer? Could it be someone even closer to her? While her loved ones frantically try to track her down, they're forced to grapple with their own secrets. Secrets with the power to reframe entire relationships, leaving each to wonder how well they really knew Annie and how well they know themselves. So that sounds like a very interesting book. Plus, I really like this cover because I love the flowers on it. It's very pretty. And I love this. I love the color on it. It's a very pretty blue. So I am excited to try this one out. So, yeah. And there's one more book in this one. And this is called What We Devour by Lindsay Miller. And check out this cover. That looks dark. And I think it's a really cool cover. I mean, I like dark covers, but this is cool. And it says, Lorena Adler has a secret. She holds the power of the banished gods, the noble and the vile, inside her. She has hidden her entire life, both from the world and from her past. She's content to spend her days as an undertaker in a small town, marry her best friend Julian, and live an unfulfilling life so long as no one uncovers her true nature. But when the notoriously bloodthirsty crown prince comes to arrest Julian's father, he immediately recognizes Lorena for what she is. So she makes a deal, a fair trial for her betrothed's father in exchange for her service to the crown. The prince is desperate for her help. He spent years trying to repair the weakening door that holds back the vial, and he's losing the battle. As Lorena learns more about the door and the horrifying price it takes to keep it closed, she'll have to embrace both parts of herself to survive. It sounds dark. It's giving me all the fantasy, dark vibes, and I'm here for it. I'm excited. Hopefully, I will get to this book sometime very soon. It sounds like an epically fun time. And let's move on to the next package. This one's a small box. Don't know if I'm going to open it. The next book, it was the only book in this one, and that is about Alex Trebek. The answer is Reflections on My Life. And so the reason why I picked this one up is because I was sitting at the desk where I was working, and a resident came up to the desk with this book. Apparently it was in our media room library, and I did not know that we had this in there. And she was checking it out with me at the desk. And I was fascinated, and I'm like, ooh, I want this book for myself. I didn't want to borrow it from there. I just wanted my own copy. Because I loved Alex Trebek when he was the host of Jeopardy! And I was real excited to find out it was actually a good price on Amazon. It was on sale. So I'm like, I gotta get this one. So I got my own copy, and I am very excited to read about Alex Trebek. It is very, very sad that he's not with us anymore. However, I am very excited to read this because I really liked him when he was on Jeopardy! And oh wow, I didn't realize he started in 1984. Huh, interesting. So this should be fun. I'm excited. And then we have one more box. This is the last box. Ooh, I'm excited. So these are books I've been wanting to get to for a really long time, so I'm really, really, really excited. So this first one, I've never been so excited in my life. I swear I cannot wait for this one. And that is The Haunting of Lee Harker by Darcy Coates. I have heard so many people talk about this author on BookTube, and this book especially, along with a couple of others of hers. And for the longest time, I wanted this book. And then my fiance is the most wonderful person that he is, got it for me off of Amazon. So, I love you, Ray. You're the best. I cannot wait to get into this book. So there's like a haunting going on in this girl's house, Lee Harker, and things are happening, and she's struggling to find answers, and she fears she may never escape because she thinks she's trapped in the house, and OMG, I cannot wait. This is probably going to be one of my most anticipated reads of the year. Even though I made a video about it, I'm adding to it because I am really, really excited for this one. And then the next one, thanks also, well, actually, I bought this one. Yeah, that's right. I bought this one. So I'm excited for this one because I've heard so many people talk about this particular series, and it's all over social media. Everybody's talking about it. And that is Zodiac Academy, The Awakening. This is the first one in the series. And I'm always been looking at the book, never actually picking it up. However, I finally decided to take the plunge. And I am excited. I know it's a bully romance. And that's all I really know. And then it takes place in some school. And that's all I really know. However, I am very, very, very excited to check it out for myself because I've heard so many people rave about this series. I know it's on KU. However, I canceled my subscription because it's about $10 a month, and I just didn't really want to have to keep paying for it every month. I'd rather buy my books, in all honesty, so I could keep them in case I really like them. And then the last one that I am super, super excited for. I've been wanting this book for a while, ever since I heard about it. This is the last box. Let me put this down. So this is Anastasia by Sophie Lark. And this is a chunker. I mean, look at it. It's a chunky one. And I am super excited for this book. There are 656 pages. So it's a big one. However, I love Anastasia. I've always loved the story of her and her family from that time frame when they were alive. And I've always been fascinated by that time period, and I just liked Anastasia in general. And I also liked the movie Anastasia. Even though it's animated, I really liked it. And so I am very excited to read this at some point. It says, Anastasia is a princess no one needs, the fourth daughter born to an emperor without a son, and the only royal lacking a magical gift. Until she collides with a young Cossack rebel, changing both their lives forever. Damien is taken from everything he knows and raised as a ward of the Romanovs. Anastasia develops a strange kind of magic shared only by the black monk Rasputin. While her power grows in secret, boosted by forbidden contact with Damien, Anastasia makes a mistake with terrible consequences. Fate grants her a single chance to set it right, but saving what she lost may cost everything she loves. So it's got like a fantasy twist to this one. And I'm here for it. I am living for it. I mean, check out this cover. How amazing is that cover? I am excited for many, many reasons. I cannot wait to open this one up, even though it's a big one. Don't know when I'll read it. I'm really hoping very, very soon because I am excited for her. I am living for this book. Plus, check this out. It flops. I'm loving the flop. Yes, I am super excited. And that was the last book in this book haul video / unboxing. And I am very excited for all of these books. If you've read any of them, feel free to let me know down in the comments what you thought. And if you're excited for any of these books as well. And thank you so much for checking out these amazing books. If you like this video, give me a big thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this and more bookish content, click that subscribe button down below. I can't wait to see you all next time.